What's up, my plant people? Devin here, and I'm here with some dreaded brown foliage. This is Cleanliness is to Godliness part like 39 probably. And this video is going to be about what to do when your plants start to get this brown foliage. So I was traveling for about a month and had this plant outside, didn't maintain it. This is a Primula. Needs a lot of maintenance in order to keep the new fresh foliage coming along. One question I get all the time is, or a thought that people have all the time is, if they're having brown foliage like this, does this mean that the plant is dying? It could mean very many different things. It could mean the plant is stressed out from too much water, too little water, too much sun, not enough sun, all of these different sorts of things. But the other thing it could mean is that the plant is simply growing and it's trying to shed its old foliage in order to make room for new foliage. And I am a big advocate of removing old foliage in order to make way for the new foliage. And I will show you guys why I am a proponent of that idea here in a second. So when it comes to this brown foliage, I am pretty clear on my motives. If it has any sort of brown like this, I remove it. If it's like this one right here, it's hard to say. It's really the gardener's choice if you want to remove it or not. It's still absorbing the sun's energies, which is going to fuel the plant, of course. So that is one reason to keep it, and the reason to remove it is to allow space for new foliage to grow. But generally, something like this, okay, I'm 50-50, I would remove it or not. And then it comes, the other question that we're going to be addressing is these old flowers. You see, these old flowers have lost their color, and you can see a lot of the petals have even fallen away. So what do we do with our Primula to keep it to continue blooming? Okay, first we'll deal with the foliage. Have our handy dandy sharp scissors, clean sharp scissors. These are kitchen scissors. We used it to cook last night, so I made sure to wash it with soap before using them. I don't want any kind of transfers of I don't know, what did we eat for dinner? The marinara that we ate for dinner last night to my plant. I want to keep things as they should be. So take our scissors and we travel down. Okay, another thing I love to see, I love to point out to people, okay, you take your scissors and you cut like this. Does that look pretty? No, that looks really ridiculous. You always go down as far as you possibly can, just like that, okay? This one, I don't think that looks very good. I'm gonna remove it as well. This one has a big slice through it, just like this. Now this plant is also a little bit yellow, which could mean it has a nitrogen deficiency, which I would say is probably accurate because I have not fertilized this for months. Needs to be fertilized again. So I'm going to go around and look for all the foliage that doesn't look very nice, and I'm going to remove it. So another thing I like to do a lot of times with a plant like this, I will remove the foliage that's kind of resting on the soil, and that's purely aesthetics. But because I'm doing this now, I'm going to do everything that I want to do. This one looks pretty good. And this one. All right, well, you can see it. The side that looks nice is all the leaves that look nice are all on this side, and I think that's probably because it was in the sun in this direction. All the other ones were lacking enough light, and they all started to kind of die away. So look at what I've done. I've removed all that foliage, and you see all of these baby leaves that are just starting to sprout. That's what I love to see. That's why I removed those old foliage to make room for these guys to soak up the sun, and these are going to grow so fast. One of my favorite things about the Primula is they're such rapid growers. So removing the old foliage can be very, very beneficial. Okay. All right. My problem is I always end up going beyond what I should. So I'll stop there. Okay, now when it comes to the flowers. Now these Primulas are really good repeat bloomers. So this is a little bit more touchy, but you gotta do it. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna remove each one of these that has had their spent flowers. you may be asking, oh, Devin, why are you not just removing the whole flower stem? Well, the reason is because it's starting to produce new flowers right here. Now these are going to start to grow. So if I were to cut the entire stem, I would lose those flowers. Now obviously this is very just pertinent to this primula, and that's why it's important to really examine and really closely look at whatever plant you may be growing and doing your research and your visual research to understand what kind of care it needs. All right? So I'm going to continue removing all of these old flowers. Okay, done. Now you may be thinking, Devin, what did you do? You just ruined this plant. And maybe it doesn't look like much right now, but doing this sort of maintenance on a regular basis is how you create healthy plants that continue to thrive for the longest period possible. I know it can be difficult to get those scissors out and actually make the cuts, but I'm telling you, your plants will be grateful for it, and your eyes will be grateful for it when these really start to grow more quickly. Giving them these haircuts really encourages them to, it kind of gives, it's like an activation. It says, okay, time to start growing again. And so they'll start to grow much faster. Right now I'm going to give it a little water because I just stressed it out. Watering it, it's going to help to mollify it a little bit. I'm going to put it back out on the balcony and wait for it to create new foliage and new flowers. It's really that easy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it a little bit informative and a little bit encouraging to go give your plants a little haircut. Not like me. I'm not giving myself a haircut. Not cutting this baby yet. All right, I'll catch you later.